I've always stated that this election we are going into is one of the most important since the inception of the Fourth Republic. However, one critical ingredient to ensure we have a peaceful, fair election is trust in the process. If people don't trust in the process, especially in this age of misinformation and disinformation, it becomes a recipe for disaster. Unfortunately, the Electoral Commission is run like a private property by Madame Jean Mensa. Her dictatorial tendencies, unilateral decisions is a cause for concern, especially to us, those within the CSO space. What is she hiding? Why is she so scared of CSOs? What is the problem? We are just going to observe. We are not asking for too much. We are just going to observe what is going on. Why is she denying us access? It is safe to say that Madame Jean Mensa's actions pose a significant threat to the peace and security of the country as we go into this election. What do you expect? She appears not to care about our security. She doesn't care about the credibility of the process. She doesn't care about what Ghanaians say, forgetting that the EC belongs to us and shouldn't be run the manner in which it is run today. It is also quite obvious that she's taking instructions from elsewhere. And like my colleague said, it has serious ramifications for our security going into this election. There's been a lot of talk about EC wanting to do this, they want to do that. Every single day I receive a lot of information on my phone. You don't even know what to believe any longer. That is why transparency is critical. But Madame Jean Mensa doesn't care about transparency. She doesn't care about what the media says. She cares about her masters. That is what matters to her. And that, I must say, poses, like I said, a significant threat to the security of the country as we go into this election. It undermines public trust. The refusal to allow independent observers creates a vacuum of accountability and raises doubts about the fairness of the electoral process. How can Ghanaians trust the integrity of the elections if credible organizations are excluded from observing them? It erodes democratic values. Denying CSOs their right to observe elections threatens the principles of inclusivity and transparency that form the bedrock of Ghana's democracy. This unilateral and dictatorial and unlawful decision by Madame Jean Mensa signals an alarming departure from democratic norms. It heightens risk of electoral violence. In the absence of independent observers, the potential for disputes, irregularities, and even violence escalates. CSOs play a critical role in preventing tensions through real-time reporting and mediation. It also has international repercussions. This decision tarnishes Ghana's reputation as a beacon of democracy. The international community is watching, and this lacks transparency and could attract criticism and damage our standing globally. Our demands are simple, and it's not very different from what we demanded the last time. Rescind this decision. Madame Jean Mensa, rescind this dictatorial, unlawful, irresponsible decision not to allow CSOs to observe. Grant immediate accreditation to the affected CSOs that have applied to observe the December 2024 elections. Provide justification, at least, as a matter of courtesy. If you lack anything, you shouldn't lack courtesy. Provide justification. Why? And that is what we don't have at this point in time. We don't know whether we are terrorist organizations or financing terrorists. We don't qualify. We want to know. Because the EC is run using taxpayers' money. It is a public institution, and we demand to know. She should also engage stakeholders, convene an emergency meeting with stakeholders to address this issue and reaffirm their commitment, that is, if it exists, to conducting a free and fair election. We call on well-meaning Ghanaians, political parties, religious leaders, traditional authorities, and the international community to join us in demanding accountability and transparency from the Electoral Commission. The credibility of our elections and the stability of our nation are at stake, thanks to Madam Jean Mensah. Ladies and gentlemen, democracy is not a gift. It is a collective responsibility. The EC must remember that it serves the people of Ghana, not its chairperson. We will not relent in our efforts in ensuring that the upcoming elections reflect the will of the people.